So, hey, y'all, thank you for tuning in to part 2 of the health and wellness series. I have someone who's super dope, and I cannot wait to try her food. I've been obsessing over her page for the last couple of days, and I'm going to let her introduce herself and talk about herself a little bit. So, let the people know who you are.
I'm Keiko. My real name is Michaela Jackson. I'm the former head chef at Trio Plant Based. It's the first Black-owned vegan restaurant in Minnesota. I created their menu last April. So, and then from there, I just decided to branch off and try to do my own thing, which was already started before I joined Trio, which is Keiko's Kitchen. And I create alkaline, plant-based, comfort food, soul food, and it's like culturally diverse. So I try to do all kinds of meals as far as like maybe Mexican inspired or Chinese, Italian, and things like that.
Listen, you just hit me with something. You was the head chef at Trio. I love Trio. Okay, let me.
Yeah, I created that menu.
I love the dragon fruit tacos. Okay, if y'all haven't been, listen, you did that. That's you.
They have dragon fruit tacos.
Isn't like dragon berry fruit, whatever the heck them tacos is. It's like whatever it is. Jackfruit. Yeah, dragon fruit. Look, I told you I only been vegan since yesterday. No, the jackfruit tacos. I was like,
yeah,
them things is fire. Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
When we get off of the year and I'm gonna get all your information. I need me some plates. Okay.
Come on.
I don't know if you do meal prepping, but I'm a lazy cook.
I'm actually like figuring out packages in order to start incorporating and be able to do that. Right now, I don't have my own kitchen. I'm just using Tory 44 in North Minneapolis on Mondays and Tuesdays. So once I get a full kitchen, it's locked and loaded.
Oh, okay, look, you got a customer in me. You told me you create those tacos, and that was innovative, okay? That's a talent within itself. So how can we find you? If we wanted to figure out where you are, what's your social media handles, best way to contact you?
At Keiko's Kitchen on Instagram, it's KEIKOS Kitchen. And then it's facebook.com/Keiko's Cafe for my direct page link. Yeah. That's about it. I'm also on YouTube. I just started a YouTube channel, Keiko's Kitchen. It just started, so I don't have too many videos on there yet.
You know it's gonna make you a lot of money. I meant to tell you that because I told you I watched it, and I think you have a niche. Like when you find something that hits the middle of what there's a need for, a lot of times, if you think about vegan life, people have this very generic cut base, and of course us being Black, right? I'm like, wait, what? I gotta give up macaroni and cheese? You tripping?
Yeah.
Like, huh? I got some sweet potatoes. Look, I need all my stuff the way I need my butter, the regular butter, and so I think what you're doing is creating healthy alternatives for us. You know that hypertension and diabetes, all these things have been in our generations for forever, and so like that phenomenal. That's why I'm excited. Because I'm trying to get rid of this fupa because that's a part of this healthy lifestyle. Okay, this fat area. Okay, my abs are no longer there, sis. So if you can get me, okay.
I feel it.
I think that YouTube's gonna be dope. I think it's gonna be phenomenal. Like just giving like little snippets, just enough. So you can, I'm all about the coin, just enough.
Yeah, just enough to keep them coming. Just to give them an idea of what we're doing. A lot of it's gonna be blogging too. Like I have people asking questions and how to do small things that just involve like plant-based lifestyle, because like once you go into it, it starts off as a diet, but then like soon after you end up changing everything else. So
absolutely. So first question I wanted to ask you is like, what's the importance of taking care of your body in regard to like putting what you put into your body? What's your opinion on that?
You are what you eat, and that statement is like the realest statement that there is, because your skin is 100% of your body. You know, that absorbs anything that you put on your skin goes into your skin. And then once again, anything that is in your body is usually pushed out through your skin in some shape or form. So it's like your skin cells regenerate after so often. I think it's like 3 months or something, or some type of timeline, like not too far, but it's just like everything you eat goes into like what makes you up, you know, as a person. And uh studies have shown that like what you eat is linked to like your mental health as well. And that's why a lot of people, when they're depressed or, you know, they're drinking, they end up going to sweets because their body craves the sugar, and like sugar is an addiction. And it's really like everything correlates in some kind of way. So it's just trying to like navigate that you're putting healthy things into your body, because that's what's going to be putting out of you.
Absolutely. I'm so happy you said that. So I say, hi, my name is Brianna Chatese, and I'm addicted to sugar.
And honestly, like before I transitioned to vegan, like I would eat anything. Like that's why my family and friends were so shocked that I just like up and did it, because I would try anything. I love my sugar. I would make crazy like stuffed Juicy Lucy's with bacon and a portobello mushroom on top with the Cajun fry. Like I would go crazy. I would cook then too. So it's just like people see the transition, and
You're inspiring me. I'm not gonna cook. That's why I feel like God gave certain gifts to certain folks. I will purchase anything that you but look, okay, that's why I ain't got a man yet, because he probably like, look, I cook and I clean. But I'm just saying, I prefer to take in
not to
somebody else, because I'm too
right.
tired. I got too much going on. So question,
and that makes sense. It's not everybody's. I don't even like to cook, honestly. I don't do it as often as I want to, but I know that when I go out, the food's never going to be as good as if I just cooked it at home.
And sure not, if you create them dang eyelets, I told you create them tacos. That tells me everything I need to know about what you capable of. That's it. Okay? Y'all, listen, this is shameless plug. Y'all better go get her food, because I'm telling you, them tacos make me, I really was like, yo, what is this? I digress. So what made you create Keiko's Kitchen? Like, and what do you think are the benefits of a plant-based diet?
Well, honestly, it's crazy because Keiko's Kitchen started off as a joke. Like my friend, like was trying to be vegan too, and he had started his own little cooking channel, like short videos. But I like see faults in it, you know. So I was just like, all right, I can do that too. So I told him, I was like, I'm gonna make a cooking channel too. And then I just ended up doing it. And then like I started taking it a little bit more serious when I seen people were actually interested. People liked what I was doing. And then I was like, well, I can do this. Like I was already working in restaurants. I've worked as a general manager, hostess, bar back, like every position in a restaurant, you know. So the next step, it was easy for me to just transition from that to get into the kitchen, because I'd already, you know, had those connections there. And once I got into the kitchen and I like had other people try it, and the big thing for me was having my parents try it, because they're from down south. They know how to cook. Woo. So it's just like, you know, they're not, and my parents are Southern. Like my dad is blunt. He don't sugarcoat nothing, you know, like it is what it is. Right. So it was big for me to like have them try it. And once they like was really rocking with it, you know, they're like, it's vegan, it's different, but it's good. Like I could eat this. It don't feel like it's missing nothing. I was like, all right, cool. So I'm gonna just go ahead and go with it. And
that is dope.
Yeah.
So dope. So what would you say are some benefits of being vegan?
Honestly, it changed my life. Like I tell people this all the time, like I'm not even exaggerating, but you know, before I was vegan, I was 19, 18 vegan, and just got out of high school, still working jobs. So you had all this money and just partying, you know, not eating right, eating out all the time. And I wasn't focused on the things that I needed to be focused on, which is normal at that age anyways. But like when I switched to being vegan, it's like everything else switched. Like I got into like being more spiritual. I got into, you know, taking more time for myself. And what it truly means to have self-care is that you're not going to be harming yourself in any kind of way with the food that you eat, with consuming alcohol or drugs, with, you know, being around people who don't have the best interest for you, working a job that's not paying you enough. So like, honestly, like it just factored into like my whole life, and I had to start, you know, taking things away to add to my happiness. And, you know, just being vegan opened my mind to like, you know, there's more beyond what the norm is. You know, everybody thinks the norm is to do this, and it's okay to not do that. And it's, you know, and I'm just, as being a Black woman, a young Black woman with, you know, all the things that are deemed as not respectable or, you know, not okay and not the norm, it just made me even want to do it even more, because it's like, this isn't hurting nobody. And this is making me better. And this is allowing me to be who I am truly, you know, as a better person. So like, it's not harming no one. It's just like, Keiko's Kitchen branched off the message that I need to let other little Black kids know, like, do you and be who you are.
Man,
and the trend is going to follow you. You are the trend, you know, like you don't have to follow the trend. You can set the trend, and it's going to be in the better of everyone, you know? So
I think something you tapped into is that the trend's gonna follow you. And segue, like when I wanted to start my locks like 3-4 years ago, all my friends was like, "No, you're gonna look masculine. You're gonna do this." And so I let that deteriorate just a little bit. But I was like, "Nah, I want to do this." And so when I went, mind you, I big chopped in 2012, so I cut my hair to like this short. So I had hair like right here, and I was like, "I'm done with a perm." And everybody was like, "What?" So when I did that, initially everybody was making jokes, and then the next year people started going natural. Like it was like even more and more people going natural, and I was like, Then I started my locks last year. Do you know it's like 5 or 6 people who told me not to start my locks have started locks this year?
I can imagine.
And so when I think about what you're saying is that, and this is why I think this whole series is so beneficial, because I think it gives kids an opportunity to just set their own standard of what life looks like for themselves. It's like you don't have to fit into this bubble or this narrative of what people think you're supposed to do. So I'm like, nah, we're not gonna be the traditional, okay, whatever.
Because it hasn't been working, you know, like we're the generation breaking generational trauma, generational curses that have been put onto us, you know, and, you know, we have to be that bigger person and be like, hey, this ain't been working. I'm not happy with who I am or what I'm doing, and I should be allowed to change that and be happy for myself as long as I'm not hurting nobody else. And like, that's just really the message, is that you don't gotta harm nobody or nothing in any shape or form to be happy in life, to do what you want to do.
I 100% agree. Like, and that's so dope. So what were some, I know this is the great stuff. What were some challenges with changing the narrative? Like you just said, your parents are from the South. Like that's the mecca of phenomenal food. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, phenomenal barbecue, ribs.
And it's not even like from like no big place. They from like Griffin, Georgia, which is like an hour away from Atlanta, you know, in a little small town where there's like 500 people, you know, 1,000 people or something, you know. And what were the challenges?
Yeah, what was the challenge? Which challenges of you changing that narrative of what tastes good?
Well, just getting them out of the idea that every meal have to have meat on it, you know, because like everything they see the meat as the entree and everything else as a side.
Yeah.
So just making meals like that are filling. Like that's one thing. Like I don't know how I do it, but like the meals are always filling, and it don't be that much, but it's enough to make you be like, all right, I'm cool. Like I eat in like 3 hours, because naturally your body is supposed to be, you know, eating small portions more times throughout the day.
Exactly.
But really the narrative was just having them taste the food. Like stop thinking that it's plants, you know, because that just throws it off. You just have people, you tell people, oh, this is some broccoli macaroni or something, you know, they gonna be like, what? You say what?
Broccoli
and then they gonna taste it. I don't know. That was the first thing that came to my head.
I know people understand. That's what people are like. Yeah, you know, there's some buffalo cauliflower. What? Buffalo cauliflower? Huh? So yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is just really just trying to have them taste it before even like telling them what it is, because people that start to have their idea, change their taste because they already thinking it's going to be like this. But just showing them the benefits. Really, I know my parents are kind of stubborn, but like once they seen that like I was on the right track and that like it really changed my mentality, and they seen growth within myself, and like they seen how much other people was loving the food, so it just like made them even more interested. Like,
Absolutely.
okay, she know what she talking about then. Like, this ain't no little, I've had a lot of a lot of phases. It wasn't one of those phases. They really was like, okay, she really know what she talking about, she doing it, we seeing it. I want to know more, I want to get involved.
Absolutely. So that's good. That sounds so familiar. Like when I launched my spice company, my mom was like, she was like, okay, the salt alternative that's not really salt and low sodium. And I literally had to struggle to just change her perspective on what tastes good. Like, look, you don't need a bunch of Laries to make your food phenomenal. People be like, I need Laries. No, you don't need Laries. Laries, sodium level for 1/4 of a teaspoon, which is this big, is 17% just salt. So you telling me when people just be sprinkling, you putting about 100% salt. That's it. Like, I get
and
it.
then another thing is just like, you're not even supposed to add salt to food while you're cooking it. You're supposed to add it after it's done cooking, because while you're cooking it, the taste dissolves. So you keep adding more and more, which increases your sodium level in the food automatically. Like, you're supposed to season it with all your other stuff, and then at the end, when it's done cooking, just put your salt and taste right then.
So thank you, y'all. That was the gem that she dropped today. I did not know that. Wow. See, that's why you're the cook. That's why I'm purchasing the food. You see, like, I'm going to buy the food, because me, I'd be like, what is this?
Right, because no, I used to do that, and then I was like figuring out. I did my little research, and they like, that's because the salt is dissolving right then and there in the water. So of course it's like losing the flavor. It has a little bit, but you're gonna have to keep adding more. You're supposed to wait so that it just sits on.
I appreciate you, sis. Even though I ain't cooking, wait, I gotta get a man to cook. I ain't cooking for nobody. Look, ain't nobody got no time.
Get you a chef, okay?
Listen, Lord, I'm gonna do my prayer. Lord, bless me with a man that
manifest.
But yeah, so I see that you are plant-based alkaline vegan, right? And what's that? How does that compare to just vegan?
So the thing with vegans, their whole reason for not eating meat and dairy is for the animals. So like, it's the reasoning behind it. Essentially, we follow the same as far as like plant-based and vegan. Plant-based, they still follow the same diet. It's just like the reasoning behind that is different, because plant-based people normally do it for their health. They're trying to figure out alternatives to holistic medicines, or trying to cure something, or just overall be healthier with their lifestyle. And then oftentimes when you meet vegans, they're for the animals. They care about the animals not being harmed. Oftentimes they eat a lot of like processed vegan foods, which are still not healthy for them. So
I can't wait for this question. That's the next question. Keep on going. Yep.
Yeah, so it's still not healthy for them. So, and then that's really the main difference between plant-based and vegan, is the reason behind it. And then the alkaline component comes from following a Dr. Sebi guideline diet, that you eat foods that are alkaline instead of acidic. They have a scale of 7, a pH of 7 or greater on the scale. So
I can't wait, because I hope you make sure that's the question at the end is, the starter pack. And alkaline is, to be honest, like being a woman, we know that there's certain things that transpire with our vagina. And so we are what we eat with our vagina as well. And so a lot of times women don't know that their vagina is being thrown off because they think, okay, it's this. No, it's not just the soap. It's what you're putting in your body, your water consumption. It's a lot of different things. And I try to stress my friends all the time, like, yeah, you think you just thrown off because of this, but baby, I can tell.
Many other factors.
My vagina tells me when I haven't ate enough vegetables in a month. For real. She be like, sis.
And that's another thing, just like people not even knowing the signs that their bodies are telling them, because we aren't really taught about our bodies, because it's something so private, you know. But it's just like opening these conversations and just allowing people to, like, if you see this, then know that it may be because of this, you know. And people just don't know those correlations or know their body in general. So it's just like trying to tell people to explore their bodies more.
Absolutely. And that's so funny. Bruce said something similar. He said once you start taking care of your body and getting to the root of the problem, you start your perspective on life just heightens. Like you just understand yourself a lot more. You see things clearer. And I need that clarity. So this is why these episodes are so beneficial, because I think a lot of people lack clarity in who they are as individuals. They're just existing versus them just like, it doesn't make sense to me. So now that we're talking about this, what's your opinion on these meat alternatives, these cheese alternatives? What you think about that?
I stay away from them. I am alkaline. I'm not like 100% alkaline because I don't know. I just like kind of leaned away from it. For me, it's more about a balance.
Yeah.
So I still dip into some of those alternatives, but I really read the packaging. If it has anything like B12 carotene or maltodextrin or like anything that just seems too chemically processed, like if I'm not seeing like filtered water, cashews, maybe a little bit of yeast, sea salt, paprika, if I'm not seeing like whole ingredients, I won't play around with it too much. I don't do the Beyond Meat, the Impossible Meat, simply because it stinks to me. It don't smell right. It don't look right. I'm not looking for a meat substitute personally. So that's why I stay away from it.
Yeah.
And honestly, anything that has soy, any processed soy foods or anything processed in general, it should not be in your body.
Absolutely.
So it's going to taint your acidity, your acid levels. And oftentimes not, if you're just switching from regular food, you could be getting more nutrients from eating cheeseburgers with lettuce on it than eating this soy protein patty.
Meat burger. You know? I read this article about how the processed foods, it's worse. It's worse than you might as well they said you might as well, the article's like, you should have just stuck to meat.
Yeah, no, it's real though, because then that's when you go back to the vegans, like, and they'll buy the Gardein soy chicken patties and chicken nuggets and the frozen stuff. And if you're gonna do it right, and just go straight to the source and make your own patties.
They're doing the lazy way. That's why we gonna work out this. I'm thinking everything that you talk about working on in my head. Like, okay, how much can I pay you for you to prepare lunch and dinner for me? Breakfast is easy. It's lunch and dinner when I start to lunch.
Yeah.
How has your lifestyle affected the people around you? You talked about your parents being very supportive as they seen how serious you were. Like, what did that look like with your friends as well?
Well, there's been nothing but supportive. It's honestly just inspired people to do better. Anybody that I've come around, they've been more interested in it. You know, they've heard about it. You know, people have heard about it. People have been trying to figure it out for a while now, not taking it too seriously. But now that they see somebody who was completely opposite, frankly, like, you know, like, I ain't really care what I was eating. If it looked good, it tastes good, I'm in for it, you know? But I think just seeing like the drastic change, and not only the physical, but the mental, the spiritual, in myself, it just empowers my friends and family to do better, you know, for themselves. And they just always come to me to ask for tools or tips, and they feel comfortable enough to ask these questions, because if I can't figure it out, I can like point them into a direction where, you know, they can figure it out themselves, or somebody else can help them. So.
Listen, that's good. And honestly, I can contest to that. I think my mom.
It really only takes one, though. You know, if one person out the pack start doing something different and you see it working, naturally people are gonna. What's you doing?
Absolutely.
You know,
something as simple as me like my mom has been processing her hair since she was 14. Right. And I was like, Mom, you need to go natural. And I've been like challenging her consistently, like, Mom, go natural. And some of her alopecia and some of her hair loss is because of the chemicals. And I started showing her the research that I figured out. Like, I also make my own hair care stuff. And so I was like, Mom, the reason why I did that is because of the long-term effects that some of these chemicals have on your scalp, have on your brain. Like, this is a pore here. Like, what I'm putting on here is going into my brain. It's seeping into there.
And they've also shown that it's led to thyroid cancer. In women. And my mom still perms her hair to this day, and that's just the one thing I can't get her to stop doing. But yeah, it's crazy and it's sad because they're just so, with parents, they be stubborn because it's been working this whole time.
But they're conditioned. Like, they're like, since this has been working for me for so long, ain't nothing happened since then. I'm like, Mom, you're thinning here. When people fail to realize is that hair loss and thinning is not supposed to happen the way that it happens in people. Just because it's been the system that what you've seen and it's been the norm, that's not the way it's supposed to happen. And also your hair, when your hair is gray, it's supposed to be a shiny, one uniform gray. Your hair strand tells you what you're putting in your body. From the tip of your head to the root of your head, all the way to the tip. It'll let you know. That's why people thought sideways. They thought Britney Spears was crazy when she shaved off all her head. If Kevin Federline was trying to petition for them to grab a hair strand to kind of show the track of her drug use, you can take someone's hair and you can find out what drugs they take and what antibiotics. It's in your hair. She shaved her head off because the judge was petitioning to take her hair to test it to see what chemicals she had in her hair. Just dropped a little gem on that one. Yep.
I did not know that. Okay, yep. Drop the tea. Free Britney.
I was like, Brittany's innocent, y'all. She ain't stupid. She innocent. No, for real. Seriously, look into it. It'll blow your mind. And I got the idea off of goddamn CSI Miami when they tested the hair strand. I was like, is this real? It's actually real. You can find out what you do with your hair. Letting you know that. So what would you recommend for those people who are interested in becoming vegan? Like, just like the beginning stages, like, how do you think they should just go through that process?
Take your time, but commit to it. Honestly, it's really just the commitment. If you're not being honest with yourself and what you're willing to do, then you're gonna fall short because it's not easy. It's definitely not gonna be easy, but it can be a lot easier now because there's so many options for you to go eat, or there's so much you can look online for you to find something, but my first steps would be to get some alkaline teas, start implementing like herbal teas into your diet, because that'll start slowly taking out the toxins, taking out any cravings.
Favorite brands? Your alkaline teas, herbal teas, which one?
Alkaline teas, sorry. Some alkaline teas, Irish sea moss, bladderwrack, sarsaparilla, burdock root, elderberry. If you can just start with those ones, you'll automatically start seeing like changes in your body because elderberry boosts the immune system. Irish sea moss gives you 92 out of the 102 minerals you need. If you combine that with burdock root, it's the complete 102 minerals, which is a huge blood purifier, removes mucus from your body, and they do a lot of different things. I have my own tea business as well called Keiko's Herbs on Instagram.
Keiko's Herbs. Keiko's Herbs. I need food, tea. Okay, boom. I'm asking. I'm just asking. Listen, this is for my audience. This is for me too. So, yeah.
But honestly, just like slowly taking stuff out and implementing the right stuff in. Like, I personally just went cold turkey because I'm able to do that. But if people aren't able to do that, just make sure you eat a salad. Just make sure you eat a salad every day. Yeah. I try to do intermittent fasting, which you eat for 8 hours, you fast for the rest. So I pick from like 12 to 8. From in the morning time, it's really breakfast because you're breaking a fast. So when you do that, if you do eat in the morning, it should only be fruits because they're easily digestible. They carry nutrients. They're going to give you an energy boost, but then also you should only be drinking like water and teas in the morning. Making sure that you start drinking a gallon of water a day. That'll start flushing out any toxins in your system, making sure that you're hydrated. And really just start experimenting, like incorporating more veggies in your diet. Eventually you'll be over the meat, or you'll start tasting more flavors from other stuff. It'll turn you off.
So you said a lot, which is great. So if I was somebody and I'm like, you know what, I want to go cold turkey, I just want to start being vegan today, what will I need?
From the grocery store, or
I was going to the grocery store and I'm sitting in the grocery store right now and I'm like, I need breakfast, lunch, and dinner and a snack. What does that look like for you?
Fruits, anything seeded, any kind of berries except for cranberries. If they're trying to do like alkaline, stock up on fruits. You can make fresh pressed juice in the morning, smoothies in the morning, smoothie bowls in the morning, parfaits. They can get chia seeds or like kamut grains, and make like a chia pudding or oatmeal pudding or something.
Ooh, okay.
For breakfast. For dinner, my go-to meat substitute is mushrooms. Oyster mushrooms. If you batter those, you can fry them and they taste like chicken, like real life chicken. Like a dark meat chicken breast. That's what it tastes like. If you get portobello mushrooms, you can make a burger. If you get a big old portobello cap, you can you can grill that, put your seasonings on it, and put that on a bun with whatever toppings you want, and you got a burger. Or you could cut it into slices, batter and fry it. You got chicken tenders. You can get lobster mushrooms, lion's mane mushrooms is like lobster.
Yeah.
And there's the mushrooms for me is like the go-to meat. Then as far as like veggies, zucchini is always my go-to. Onions. I do like kale or mustard, turnip greens, arugula, something like that. Quinoa is my go-to for any type of rice or anything I want. Rice based. Wild rice is cool. It just takes forever to cook. But bell peppers and tomatoes.
Listen, to be honest, I'm gonna watch this back. I'm gonna make a grocery list and it was supposed to start today, but that's not my fault. I was supposed to completely just say, go cold turkey, Brianna, you can do this. But no, thank you so much. I promise
you're very welcome.
That this series is going to be phenomenal. It's also going to bring people towards your business, because that's my goal. Is like, I want people to be able to not only, because I'm a person that I know how to cook, but I don't know how to cook that way. So I gotta like learn how to cook the other way. And so I think,
and that's the thing though. When I first like went vegan, I ate salads for 6 months. I'm not even lying. Like I ate sauteed vegetables and salads for 6 months because I didn't know what to cook.
Right.
And then by that 6 month, I was like, I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it. I need to figure out how to cook. I just went on YouTube. I looked up some recipes. I started watching other people. And once I realized like, oh, it's in the seasonings.
Yeah.
Once you find the substitutes and then the right seasoning, it's over. Like you can make anything. You just got to like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there any last minute things you want to talk about, discuss? That's it. That's all I had. Okay. And I feel like I'm on my way to losing my fupa. My butt gonna lift. My skin gonna clear up. Because Thanksgiving jacked me up. I had no pimples, like no major pimples going into Thanksgiving. I ate macaroni and cheese 2 days in a row. I got a pimple here, pimple. Did you know
that dairy? That's one of the biggest mucus forming foods is dairy.
And it's horrible, and it's terrible because I have allergy induced asthma. So when I eat dairy, my asthma's worse, my allergies are worse. Like, you know what? I'm not. And all I wanted was macaroni and cheese. I don't drink milk. I just wanted the macaroni and cheese. That's it. So if you can,
but you gotta let it go.
If you can make me something that it's not gonna be mac and cheese, it's gonna be mac and something. But if you can make me mac and something, that would be great.
Man, I'm working on my sea moss cheese recipe. Honestly, I'm gonna have a really good like mac and cheese, like legit soon, because Irish sea moss is kind of like it has that stretch, the elasticity to it. So once I whip up something real nice, I'm your
first person. Let me know. Okay, let me know.
Yeah, for
This was
sure.
so dope, y'all. Make sure again, I'll put all the information in the description box, y'all. I'll put it in the link for the podcast episode. But thank y'all so much. Thank you, Queen, for coming on. I appreciate you. And always remember, y'all, peace, love, happiness, and success. And I'll talk to y'all later.